Episode 2.
Ready?
I'm always ready.
Welcome to this week's Real Estate Reality Check. I'm Bob Ruth of Everbank.
Tim Bray, Seaport Real Estate Group, William Pitt Sotheby's International Realty. How am I looking today?
You look great.
Good, you too.
Thank you. So here's the question. Where is the real estate market today? Where are we in terms of either coming back or stabilizing? Tell everybody what's going on in the real estate market.
As a whole, or market by market, town by town?
Well, let's do broad stroke and then maybe,
Broad stroke, it looks like, well, obviously the cities like New York City, Boston, San Francisco, those have been pretty hot because they're fairly transient. So you've got a high turnover.
And a lot of foreign capital driving.
A ton of foreign capital. But you look at the country as a whole, and if we hadn't had what you and I have deemed to be called the debacle, when things just went through the roof.
Right.
It looks like the trend line, we're right there. We're real close to meeting that trend line. So if we hadn't had that and we were appreciating at 2.5% annually,
right,
we would have now met that line.
But what has happened is the debacle, values went like this, and so what Tim is saying is that they've come back down so that they're at the trend line.
Correct. So 2.5% compounded annually over, since 2000 when it went up to the peak at 2006. And now we're at 2015, and it's taken that much time to actually reach that point where we should have been.
Right.
So and locally, again, real estate's a local thing. So it's driven by your populations and how much work you have and unemployment rates.
Right. Excuse me.
There are sweet spots in every single market. So if we look at towns that you and I live in, you can look at the $200,000 to $300,000 range, which may be the sweet spot where the majority of the properties are selling.
And the majority of the listings are there?
And the majority of the listings are there. And it may say it's 6 months of inventory, which, as you and I know, is kind of a neutral zone.
Neutral, right.
So anything above 6 months of inventory is a buyer's market. Anything below that is a seller's market. So supply and demand. So if supply is high and demand is low, what's going to happen?
That's right.
So we're each market, each price range is different. It's kind of wacky, as you and I were both saying. We're just looking at the town of Stonington, and you've got some different sweet spots here. We have a sweet spot between $200,000 and $300,000, and then we've got a sweet spot between $700,000 and $800,000.
So what's your how many months of inventory at 2 to 3?
2 to 3. We've got 6 months of inventory. Stonington as a whole, 9 months. But you can't just say 9 months of inventory for the town of Stonington and say it's a buyer's market, because it really depends on each individual price range.
Price point. Okay.
So, and each town is so different. But, I think it's very interesting to take these towns apart and to have a true, you get a true indicator of what's happening. So that's a loaded question on where we are with the marketplace.
Well, all right, so let me unload that for you. If you look at our area, the Connecticut coastline and Rhode Island coastline, where is our market in those areas?
Again, town
by town. Are we stabilizing? Are we recovering? Or are we still recovering, but we're still kind of wobbly? We're on our feet, but we're still a little bit shaky. Where are we there?
We are stable at this point. It seems like we're stable. We've had the last 3 years have been fairly consistent. There hasn't been huge growth, but we haven't declined either. So I'm going to see that as a positive thing, especially with interest rates where they are.
Right.
I mean, you can't. It blows my mind that you can get some of the rates that are out there.
It's amazing. I tell borrowers all the time, we're at almost a 60-year low. It's day by day, same thing. Someday we're at a 60-day low for interest rates, and the next day we're at a 59.5-day low, because rates fluctuate all the time.
So how about affordability?
Oh, affordability has gone through the roof. You and I talk about that all the time. We posted something on the blog affecting affordability. If you look at houses are probably 35% more affordable today just due to the interest rates.
Love it. That is incredible information.
It is. So if we look at our market, then we have a stable real estate market, which is also being helped by the fact that we have historically low interest rates.
Gas is helping us.
Gas is a huge help for this. But you notice lately it's trickling up a
Starting to
little
creep
bit.
up.
It's going to go back up.
And it's the same thing with interest rates.
They will go back up. They will go up at some point. When I used to work for J.P. Morgan Chase. J.P. Morgan, in the 1920s, someone asked him a question, said, what do you think will happen with interest rates? And he said, I guarantee you they will fluctuate.
Right.
Isn't that great?
Safe answer.
So that's where we
I
are.
love it. So I hope this was helpful to everybody. And again, we want to hear what you would like to hear about with topics. What can we answer? How can we make this process easier for you? Whether or not you're working with another real estate agent, another lender, we're here to inform you. We want to help you.
That's right. Our whole objective from doing this is to make the process of buying and selling a house transparent, so you can see through all the nonsense and see what really goes on and make really sound decisions for yourself and your family.
And I'm Tim Bray. You can reach me at tbray@seaportre.com.
And I'm Bob Ruth. You can reach me at robert.ruth, R-U-T-H, @everbank.com.
Thank you guys. Till next time.